All right, another lighter volume session. Not a ton to discuss in the index today as price continues to trade within the near-term range on well below average volume. Now, the range we are trading in is the 45.40 by 45.80 range. Coming into the open, we did have a very slight gap lower, trading down below that prior day low, that regular trading hours prior day low, as well as the overnight low from Monday morning. You can see a bit of a 15-minute hammer there that pretty much marked the low for today's session. That did occur during pre-market, but it was a pretty good signal as far as what to expect for today's session. So coming into the open, main watch was reaction versus prior day low. I'm looking at the regular trading hours prior day low. You can see it right there with VWAP initially rejected, right? Not very swift selling or anything like that. This has definitely been a bull's tape for the past 4 weeks or so, for the past month or so. Has pretty much been a tape that is dominated by buyers. And so essentially what we have here is not even a test of the overnight low. Once this retest of the prior session low was made around 10 a.m. You have 10 a.m. reversal time, a push higher into, again, VWAP, that prior day low level. Price resolves higher, and we get that move into prior day high and then into the near-term range high. Now, no acceptance up here, right? Pretty much an instant sell-off. A bit of a whipsaw today, depending on how you want to look at this, but ultimately still within the near-term range. So as far as tomorrow into the GDP print, what I'm going to be looking at again is how this 45.40 area is treated. This was the prior breakout point. It is the most significant level of the current structure. If 45.40 fails, we're looking at a test of 45.20 down into not last week's, but the week prior, down into that volume point of control down there. Now there is a volume void right through here, so you want to keep an eye on that, because if this 45.50 level gives out, right, it'll likely be a quick test of 45.40 and likely a quick move into that 45.20. These volume voids tend to fill very, very quickly. That being said, the current setup remains quite bullish. Anytime you have a strong trend move, price kind of consolidating, right? This is volatility expansion. Now we're seeing a bit of volatility contraction. Not quite bearish yet. We don't have any type of sell signal or any reason to believe that this recent trend is going to turn. So something to keep in mind here, until we see a real sell signal, until we see some type of real sellers stepping in, we don't want to be too aggressive with the shorting. So with that in mind, personally, the past month, I've primarily been focused exclusively on longs, and with any shorts that I do have in my plan, in my personal plan, they are noted as tactical in nature, meaning you are extra cautious with those shorts. You are staying very nimble in those shorts simply because of the characteristics of the current tape. Now, one interesting thing here is we do have price testing that fast MA. First test in quite a while. Last test down here, early mid-November, November 10th, right? Saw a pretty extreme move there after that little bearish fake out from a few weeks ago. And then prior to that was the cross of the fast MA here on November 1st. So this is usually a good, essentially I use it like a way to establish the health of the current trend. The current trend is quite strong. Not unusual to see price retesting that fast MA, right? We want to be keeping an eye on this area, but it does align pretty nicely with levels we're already watching. So no real reason to set additional alerts on that or anything like that. Now, the main thing we want to see, again, is just how this near-term range resolves. We're looking at about 6 sessions here of overlapping prices. So definitely range bound. Generally speaking, when you do have this type of volatility contraction, you are going to get a big expansion move. So I would expect a big move to resolve from this near-term range. Which direction? Well, the setup definitely favors long, it definitely favors more upside into the July high. But of course, no crystal ball here or anything like that. We simply, as traders, we simply react to what price shows us. So we'll see if GDP once again tomorrow morning gives a break of the range. If not, it's just continued range trading, 45.40 by 45.80. Now, as far as NQ, ton of churn there as well, just trading at this 16K level, big psychological level. You can see the overlapping daily bars here as well. Today is technically an inside day, right? And so for tomorrow, you just want to see how price breaks today's range and pretty much go with the direction of the break. Now, again, like we've seen and like we've talked about weeks prior, months prior, anytime you have a trend move and price is consolidating near the breakout point, this would be the breakout point here, the July highs. That's a bullish development. That is a bullish development. So until we start to see, very similar to ES, until you see a real sell bar, until you see a real signal, you want to stay nimble in any shorts that you are taking. That's the approach that I'm personally using currently. So that's ES, that's NQ. As far as individual names, the list was pretty decent today. We're looking at a firm continuation play. This thing has been absolutely crushing it the past 2 days. We have coin as a continuation play as well. PayPal, this may be showing a change in character off of 52-week lows. So we want to keep an eye on that. Note the volume today. I want to potentially see this up through 58.5. Also have ROKU, continuation play. ROKU, AFRM, Coin. Many of these names have massive, massive weekly bases. And this is important because if you've been paying attention to the index, pretty much the index has been carried by the Magnificent Seven, which was formerly FANG, right? Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google. And so now that we have more of the individual names, more of the index components starting to show weekly breakouts, that is actually a good sign for the index if you are bullish. Now that we have essentially stronger breadth within the index, it is definitely a good sign. It does kind of point to higher prices into end of year. So just kind of an aside there as far as the setups in individual names. So ROKU, continuation, watch. We also have shop. This is an inside day. It was in play yesterday. Anytime you have an inside day on higher than average volume, you want to be keeping an eye on that. So we'll just be looking for, I mean, this is a bullish development. We're looking for that continuation here in shop. And then ZS was the last one. Second day trade here, massive volume. This is a post-earnings play. Did not have it on watch today simply because there wasn't a strong daily level to be working with. Yeah, you could have made an argument for these recent lows right through here, but that's more of a reference point rather than a level. So we'll be looking at the second day trade there in ES tomorrow. Main watch, as usual, going to be the index trades, going to be ES. Once again, just range trading. Right? Not much else to say about this. So we open near kind of the range low, just shy of that range low, test the range high, and we're back kind of mid-range here. So that's pretty much it. Hope everyone had a great day. Lower volume action today if you didn't trade or if you took it slow. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Ranges can be more challenging to trade, especially when we have that lighter volume. So see what tomorrow brings. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Have a great day.